Hello guys, welcome to the video. Today is day 34, season 2 on the model farm. So let's get into it. Outside the farmhouse, nothing new. And we've got T6 175 on the Cane Classic. As you can tell, T6 and the trailer covered in grass. So they've just been finishing, well, they've just finished second cut silage there. I'm about to give it a wash before she's parked up pretty much till next year. IS200 in the shed. Not much has happened with that. I think he wants to lower it and get a sticker next, and which one ever comes first I'm not too sure, but we'll see over the next couple of months. Then we've got Herb's dump trailer and the mini digger with the green bucket. They've both been on a job there, leveling out a bit of topsoil for someone. They had a massive pile of it and just helped them level it out there. And as you can tell where the pile of topsoil was, or mud, or dirt, whatever you want to call it, he took the entire pile and just got the chickens rummaging around for worms and whatever's left. You got hen teaching her chicks there how to scratch for worms and that. She's got the ducks sitting there. In the shed, everything's pretty much parted up. Quad's getting some work done to it. Well, that'll be parted up for the next 1 month, I imagine now. Nothing really new in this shed. It's got the 7530 parted up. Well, I'd say abandoned more than parted up. Yeah, it looks like they've shortened the beacons on it. But it looks a lot better, to be fair. We've got shorter beacons for it. So they're just parked up there. After obviously helping out with the bales. In the shed, a couple of bits have been moved around. Got the lawnmower in here. Muck spreader, muck grab, down and bucket. Low loader with tyres on it. Then we've got the main man himself, the farmer, in the T6080 with the buck rake. Normally 7530s on it, but it's a bit overkill, doesn't really need to be on it, and the T6080 is a perfect fit for the size of buck rake they have. So he's just pushing the last little bit up there. It doesn't look like much, but that is 2.5 loads. That was 1.5 for first cut, second cut was 1 load, quite full load to be honest. It was quite high over the trailer, and what they've done is they've, instead of just putting it in front, pushing it right to the back, so it's all on top of each other. So the second cut is on top of the first cut, as it just creates more space. Normally they have silage up to halfway up the pit wall, whereas now they're trying to get it to the top so that they can keep the same amount of space for the buck rake and trailer, but obviously store all the silage in it. So they're going to try and get it stacked up right to the back. It doesn't look like it, but it is 2 trailer loads. It's also a very small pit, but obviously they don't need a massive one. So you just got him buck rake in there, the roar of the T6080. Then we've got the 7740. As no surprise, you've got the farmer's son in this, with the John Deere trail forager on the back heading into the yard. Also covered in grass, both the tractor and trail forager, so they need to be given a wash as well and put in the shed ready, well, for next year. So they don't really do much silage anymore. Well, they normally do about 3, but this year and last year they started doing 2 and more bales. I think they were just getting about, I think they get about 16 now, and they were getting about 12 before. That's 12 bales, that is. So they're doing more bales and less silage pretty much. But obviously, you know, if there's a good crop on the field at both cuts, you probably end up with more silage anyway. But yeah, so he's just enjoying himself there. Obviously, it's not, they only do 2 cuts, so it's not something he does quite often. Obviously it's the end of summer now, so he will. Just enjoying the little bit of silage that's left. Not sure if they have any silage jobs, but for them it's done. So he's got all his clips and TikToks and what have you, and he's living life. And he's heading into the yard there. And then we got the sheet and a couple of tyres along with them also go on the pit. Just been put on the bale trailer. 3400 with my bale spikes just parked there. And as you may tell, there's no extra bales. That's because they've been stacked in the corner of the field. As you can tell, they are very clean and shiny. You can tell they're fresh. So they've just been left in the field as they realised they didn't actually have to put them in the yard yet. Like, there's no rush for that. And I think it was quite late by the time they'd even finished. I think they were just shattered, to be honest. So they just dumped them in the corner of the field and we'll move them at some point. It's not going to affect the sheep. It's only a corner of the field and they've got a massive field as it is. So it's not really going to affect them. And they're just stacked in the field until they're put in the yard. They'll probably be put in the yard just before they feed them, as obviously they need to use the fresh ones first and then go to the old. But yeah, that's another 16 this year. So decent amount. Well, they normally do 16, sorry, but it's 18. So they did end up getting an extra bale first cut, and they got an extra bale third cut. So they did try and get every little bit of grass as well. There's not really much left on headlands for the sheep, to be honest. They literally got every bit of grass they could for third cut because it was so dry. We'd had no rain. We'd had rain the week before we were supposed to do third cut, and we'd had a bit of rain before that. I think it was just after second, but that's about it. It was too dry, so they literally went for every little bit of grass they could, and obviously got an extra bale. So 2 extra bales can actually go a long way, believe it or not, during winter. Then you've got the sheep and cows all back from the other farm. I bet the cows were enjoying themselves at the other farm, as their field probably had a lot more grass than the one here does, but they'll end up in the shed in about 3 months. So, and the sheep, you're still going with the plan of the sheep going in both fields over the winter, because he says he's got a ring feeder that he's used donkeys ago, and he's not really used it in recent years, so he'd like to use it, put it to use. And he did used to do that with the sheep as well. Used to leave them out in the winter. I'm obviously bringing in for lambing. So he's going back to sort of old ways, I guess you could say. And as well, leave space in the shed for kit to be parked up. Because obviously the cows will only be in one shed, you don't have to worry about the sheep taking up space in the shed, because they'll obviously be in the fields. Although it was only one bay of the shed, but he likes to park his kit, or most of his kit, in the sheds if he can at the winter, just so they don't rust and what have you. So yeah, unfortunately, that's silage and bales all done for this year. So it'll start getting slower now. Then heading out of town, got the contractors TVT 190 on their New Holland big baler. Baling a bit of straw for a customer, moving on to the next field. Very nice setup, to be fair. Not too big, not too small of a tractor for it either, perfectly sized, and obviously both New Holland. So very nice setup there, and not a baler you'd see every now and then. Not a very common baler. Be a very nice setup there. And you got the contractor's Pajero honking the horn as he's passing him. Then we've got Farmer, in his case 195 Puma, with a straight pipe roaring down the road with a full load of grain. The last of the harvest for him, one of the last loads with his cane grain trailer. So he's just heading back to the yard to tip that. Probably one more load and he'll be done. So as you can probably tell, it's starting to become a lot slower. Obviously we're sort of leaving summer. There will be a couple summer jobs in September and what have you, but it'll start to slow down a lot more during September. So this is obviously the last week of August, or one of them. So it's sort of the last rush, and for a lot of farmers it's one of the best seasons, and obviously it's coming to an end. It does fly by. Depending on who you speak to, it could be the best summer, it could be the worst summer. But yeah, so summer's coming to the end, starting heading into winter. Darker nights, like just getting dark quicker in general. But it was nice to see all the kit out during the summer. Shame it's not longer, but like I said, it flies by. So yeah, so much for the video guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and bye.